Unless you've been under a rock since May of 2022, you know that the real estate market is in a shift. The majority of real estate agents haven't been in the market long enough to see two shifts. And I think we are getting a little short-sighted. So today I want to talk through several things on how to help you really kind of soar through market shifts. Because as we're in one now and it's starting to stabilize a good little bit, it's not going to be long before the next one happens again. And there's a couple things I've learned that I want to share with you today that can help you not only survive a market shift, but literally thrive in a market shift. So the first thing you got to remember in a market shift is the general public is going to be made aware of this because of the news. And however the news delivers it is the spin they're going to believe. So when somebody comes to ask you at a dinner party, cocktail party, soccer field, wherever, hey, how's the market? Be honest with them, but be positive. There is always a silver lining to a market shift. So no matter what it is, always be positive. Even though it may not be the easiest market, there's always a silver lining when it comes to a market. You know, if interest rates are jumping through the roof, well, guess what? That means less buyers are going to be in the market. So it's actually a good thing for buyers that are serious at looking because they have less competition. We didn't have over asking price hitting people left and right. For sellers, they didn't have to react so fast. They could take their time, really look at offers, make sure they're getting the right ones. And then now as we're getting into a buyer's market, it's not a bad thing for buyers, but it's also not a horrible thing for sellers because the sellers that price accurately, that price with the comps in mind, they're going to get the price they want. The ones that are trying to push the market, maybe not. So you've always got to be looking at that because people are coming to you for your expertise. They heard the talking squawk boxes on TV, radio, podcasts like this, but what they didn't hear is somebody in their local market that they know, that they like, and that they trust to give them the real DL of what's going on. And that leads me to my next point. If you are going to be the expert, you've got to share the gospel. You have to be the person telling your clients what's really happening. Don't just sit back and hopefully they ask you. Because imagine this, you've got friends that are thinking about buying or selling a house. They watch the evening news, they get talked to about some interest rate, housing market crash, Zillow, this, whatever, and they decide not to do it. Where you could have picked up the phone, sent them an email, done something like that to say, hey, Sally and Dave, I know you're thinking about buying your house. I want to talk to you about the market changes to see if it's still relevant for you and your situation. Or maybe it's more generic. You send something to your clients in a newsletter form or even a phone call, and you just let them know, hey, the market's shifting, but that doesn't necessarily mean a bad thing. So don't put your plans on hold. If you're still thinking about buying and selling in the next couple months, next years, whatever, reach out to me and let's have a legitimate conversation to see if it's good for you right now or if it's bad. Have them come to you. Be the support role. Be the person you think you are, but actually be that to your clients and your past clients, and they will love you and they will come to you every single time. Sure, in a market shift, things get good for one set of people and bad for another. But that doesn't mean we stop prospecting. That doesn't mean we stop cultivating. It doesn't mean we stop networking, but it may change how we do it. But the thing you can't do is the consistency of doing it. You are pushing a rock every single day in the prospecting and the lead generation you're doing. And imagine if you stop pushing that one day. Hell, I know if I take a week off of working out, that next workout is so damn hard. So put that in perspective with your clients. You're prospecting, and then you go cold for 3 months. The ones that you were getting warmed up, the ones that were getting excited about buying, the ones that were thinking about picking up the phone to call you because you planted a seed in their brain, they're not. And they've moved on because they called somebody else. And you've got to keep the consistency. That's how you survive these market shifts. By consistency, by doing what you know works, and keep on doing it. Keep going, no matter what the market is or who the market's for. The fourth main topic I want to point out is you've got to leverage technology and innovative marketing. I know you're rolling your eyes. I can feel it through the screen right now that you're like, whatever. Yeah, we just got to buy product. And you just told us not to buy product in another video. No, what I'm saying is you need to buy product that can help you with your goals. I personally like 2 great AI products out right now. One is Revaluate that helps score our clients on the likelihood of them having a life change through some of the shopping data they have. And the other one is Fellow. That is an AVM that sends them out emails from us that lets them know what their house value is. And then as they play into that, as they click into it, it lets us know so we can open dialogue and say, hey, Steve, I saw that you wanted a CMA on your house. What's going on? Use technology to expand your reach and to be more consistent in your follow-up. Look out there and see what's going on. There's a lot of great products out there. There's a lot of bad products out there. So take your time in doing so. But the one catch, so I'm not talking out both sides of my mouth. You've got to lead with the relationship. You've got to lead with the connection and let the automation fill the void. If you lead with automation and expecting a relationship out of it, it's not going to happen. You know when you're being spammed to, you know when somebody's cold calling you off the rip. But if I've already been having conversations with you and I've talked to you regularly and then you get something from me and maybe I just let you know, hey, I did send that, that's for you, you're gonna be more likely to keep it because you're gonna feel bad unsubscribing. Lead with relationships, fill with automation. And the last thing you need to do in any market shift is revisit your business strategy. Maybe you are a cold calling queen. That is what you love to do. And you're cold calling sellers because you had buyers out the door. Well, guess what? In this market shift where we have a lot more inventory, maybe you're not calling sellers. Maybe you don't want sellers. Maybe you need to start prospecting buyers. Maybe you need to start going online, doing ClickFunnels, offering free home buyer guides, doing seminars, whatever you think works in your market, but you may have to shift your strategy. Don't keep doing what you've been doing if you're not getting the results, but keep doing something consistently like I was talking about earlier, so that way you don't lose momentum. Don't be talking to a horse that doesn't want to go the same way you're going. Go find a horse that's going the way you want to go and go that way. What I'm saying is go find business where it's at. Be smart about it, be strategic about it, but keep finding business no matter what it is. And the last thing we're going to talk about is expand your services, target your new segments, right? So maybe you've worn out your sphere of influence. Maybe they are already cheerleaders for your business. They know how to send you business. They're going to send you business. They just don't have it. Fantastic. Maybe you need to do a different approach. Imagine if you started bringing value to your clients without trying to buy, sell, or ask for referrals. Imagine interest rates drop and you were able to go in your database, maybe use Fellow, and you can see what their interest rate is. And you call them up and you're like, hey, Steve, you have a 7.2% interest rate. I'm seeing rates around 6%, not a lender, but I'm going to connect you with our in-house lender so they can see if it's worth refinancing you. I know you'd probably like to save some money. Or, hey, Steve, I don't know if you know this, but the insurance rates just dropped in our state, and we're seeing a lot of home sellers get a lot better rates. I'm going to have Cindy and my insurance company give you a call to see if you're getting the best rates. You keep leading with value. Try and save them money. Give them something, either tangibly or maybe just a recommendation, and you will get something back. Change your strategy on what you're doing. The last strategy I would recommend, if you're not doing this, guys, you're missing out. I love this part. We've been doing it for a long time, festivals. We get a little booth. We have people fill out a little survey, about 6 questions, and they get a piece of swag, sunglasses, lip balm, whatever stupid shit they want to pick up. But at the end of it, I'm like, hey, and by the way, you're going to put your name and number there. We'll put you in the raffle for the Yeti cooler or the Solo stove or whatever it is. We buy something that most people won't buy themselves, and they give us their information. And in that questionnaire, it says like, hey, do you think the market's strong or cold right now? What do you think interest rates are at? 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, whatever it is. When's the last time you had your insurance checked? All this stuff. And it gives me clues on what they're doing. And now I've got their contact information. Now I've met them. That's the relationship part that I can fill with automation. But now I have a connection and I have a little bit of insight on what they're doing or maybe going to be doing the next couple of years. And it was great. This is why politicians get out and shake hands. They still canvass neighborhoods. They want the voters to know them and see them. If they're just on the TV screen all day long, they're not going to have that connection. So maybe you want to go find places that you can have that connection. Sponsoring events, doing wine walks, whatever it is. So if you get nothing else from this, understand that the market is always going to shift. Always. And so you've got to be prepared on how to shift. And if you're already past that and you forgot to shift with the market, go take an assessment of your business. Where did your business come from this year? What were you doing? And what were you doing? Did it bring the business you want? If not, line them up. Go do something that lines up with your business to bring you business. If you have questions on that, shoot me a DM, connect with me. I'd love to share any knowledge I have. And I'd love to know how you've shifted in your business. I really would. I think we all can get better together. And I think that's how we do it, by sharing.